I was competing with you for like a solid minute there, like back in like January, whenever you were getting, no joke, like dude,
Was it like a mental
720.
competition or what?
It was mostly mental. It was just like okay, this person is like doing something very similar. You're doing roguelikes, right? And you're starting around the same time. You're only a few months behind, right? And you were getting like no joke, like 600, 700 subs a month for a little while there. I was blown away. I at a point, you almost got me on AI art, and I'm just like, oh, maybe I just do AI art and just like I throw away everything I feel as an artist, because I'm an artist myself, and I'm like, I don't want to like be associated because like my friends will be mad at me, my mom will be mad at me.
Well, it's funny. I went to art school.
I
have a lot of stake in this discussion as well.
I understand that, but like I have a standpoint of like I think AI is a great technology and that like currently companies are using it badly. So like I feel like my standpoint would be watered down by doing that. I don't actually have anything wrong with AI art, right? That's why I'm freaking sub to you. I think that AI art is an amazing tool that people need to use responsibly. That's all I see it as. Yeah, if you use it responsibly, it's an amazing tool. But I think I told you this, but I actually went and talked to a bunch of indie devs that I was currently playing the games of, and I was like, hey, if I made a video with an AI art thumbnail instead of using the art from the game, how would you feel about that? And one of them, out of the three, straight up told me I would not give you game codes anymore.
Wow.
So like that's why I ended up voiding in my position, is just because of the fact that like other people have strong opinions about it, right? It's not even my opinion.
It's one of those things that, like, if you please everybody, I think it's continuing that discussion from before.
Yes.
But I will say to continue the conversation that we were having before.
Oh yeah.
About you in competition. I'll be honest.
Oh.
I had a target on your back.
Really?
I did in like the most like loving way. I was like, this is like who I will this is who I'm like my goal is. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
And so it's awesome hearing that like you kind of had like that equal side there.
Oh yeah, I was pushing to stay ahead of you for a while there, man.
Dude, I love that. I was
sweating. I hit 2100 around the same time you hit 1900, and I'm like, dude, I have to get to 2000, 3000 before he gets to 3000. And then, completely unrelated to you, don't think that you're a part of this at all.
No.
Completely unrelated, I realized that I had 110 episodes on a game that I didn't want to play anymore, and I just like hard burned out overnight, and I'm just like, fuck it, he wins. And then like the next day you passed me or something like that. It was like 2 or 3 days later you passed me in subs, and I just went from competition to like, I'm fucking proud of this kid. Like he did all of this in such a crazy short amount of time.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. And just like that competition, like I think it's healthy because it's out of love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because like I started watching your content,
I mean that's amazing to me that anyone watches my content to this day. Like, I don't know. Like I disassociate with my audience hard. Like
Why?
It's very weird to me that like anyone watches my stuff.
Why?
I don't know. I think it's just, I've been an artist my entire life, and I've done a lot of different types of art, and none of it has ever gone anywhere, right? I've probably touched every medium on the planet that I can even think of, and none of it's ever gone anywhere. So like it's just kind of like one of those things where I'm like, I'm putting it out there and I don't care what happens next, and then I get surprised that that someone actually, went back and watched it. So.
Well, I feel like you should give yourself some more credit and like also acknowledge that people are here for a reason. And I think like I'm starting to realize and appreciate more than ever the relationships from like the Discord that I'm building and things like that, because I'm realizing the more I'm talking to those people that they're actually human. And I'm like, it's.
I'm glad you pointed that out, because like that's something I struggle with. Is about parasocial relationships, right? It's just like, is it okay to actually be like having a conversation with people who found you through your entertainment, right? And like the answer is yes, freaking yes.
Yeah,
like,
that's the thing, is like I want to turn those relationships into real ones, because like it's people that love what I love. Why wouldn't I want that? I'm glad you feel that way. Like I am legitimately like become very good friends. I don't think any of my communities ever gonna see this video, but I am legitimately very good friends with like 4 or 5 people on my Discord community now. Because like whenever they get onto Discord, you can like start really talking with them, right? And I will tell you, one of the other things that you start finding is that people that don't talk in Discord talk in stream. So you're going to meet more people who've been part of your community this whole time who will talk in stream, who never talked in Discord, because
you know, like reactive people, right? Who are going to sit there and go like, oh, that was so cool, or they'll ask you questions or something like
or
that.
they're
and
scared
you get
to
start
talk,
meeting new
which
people.
is a different discussion. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? But
yeah,
very real one.
yeah.
But that's
And it's
so
just
real.
like it's just like the stream. I don't know, man. Like the day that I started doing streaming, I was so freaking nervous, and it's easily one of my favorite things in YouTube. I will never stop.
Really?
I wish I could
Okay.
do more, but I have a issue. I have like actual clinical insomnia, so I can't keep schedules very well.
Okay, gotcha.
It's one of the reasons I work from home. And I tried to do 3 streams a week, and I missed every stream.
Oh my gosh.
I just like screw it. I can't do this. I told people that I'm going to do unscheduled streams, and then I went like I had like a really bad bout of insomnia, and I went a whole week where I was up from 12 p.m. to 7 a.m. as like my normal day, and then I was just tired after that, and I couldn't stream all that week. So as soon as I announced 3 streams a week, I went 2 weeks without streaming at all, and I was just like, maybe I shouldn't do this. This is probably not healthy for me as a person.
I love that. I love that. Well,
But
so
seriously, though,
I'm
streaming
curious
is
from a
just so much fun.
stats standpoint.
Mhm.
How has YouTube helped with your, or like the streaming helped with your growth?
I have 2 answers for that because I have my initial answer. So whenever I first started streaming, I was streaming Rainbow, right? And then what I would do is very similar to what you were talking about is I would go back and I would edit the videos afterwards and upload them so that like if I did 4 hours of a stream, I would have 2 30-minute videos that were the 2 hours before the next stream so that people could like keep up, right? And that actually got this interesting feedback loop of like people would go watch the stream would get a lot of comments, a lot of like movement and stuff like that, and the stream would look small like on the surface because it would have like maybe 100 views, but it would have like 20 to 25 to 30 concurrent viewers. And then I would notice that like whenever my next video came out, it was just all that much larger, even though it was literally an episode 2, because you know how it is.
So
Episode 2
why is that?
I to be honest, don't know.
Is it because like those
that
same viewers are just coming straight back, or?
I honestly, it could be a lot of things. I really am unsure on that one. But one thing I did notice is that I stopped making the Rain World videos and I continued streaming Rain World, right? My stream has not grown a single viewer since I stopped making the videos.
So, okay, so it has to pair with your videos, is what you're saying?
It has to pair. On YouTube, maybe Twitch. Maybe I could have been more successful just straight streaming on Twitch, right? But because I'm streaming Rain World and playing other things, I do not actually get any more. Like, I have this 21 to 25 concurrent viewers, and I recognize the names of the most of the people in my stream from the last 2 months. There's not really any new people, like maybe one new person, right? But whenever I was doing both videos and streams, it was new people every single stream. I was constantly meeting new people.
Okay, so you're suggesting to play the same game as what you're uploading, basically.
I would say you should at least have the cycle, right? So you should stream a game, upload a video, and then stream the game again. And that would be like the best cycle for getting people involved.
Wait, so hold on. Can you repeat that? I'm listening, but it's...
No problem. So like the cycle that I see other people do is they'll stream the game, right? And then they'll upload a video, and shortly after the video goes live, they'll stream that game again. And hell, you could do like the thing that a lot of these people do, like Habby and stuff like that, where you'll announce your stream during the video and say like, hey, if you like this, we're streaming again at 4 p.m. on so-and-so day.
Got
right?
you, yeah.
And then you get this feedback loop of you get these people into the stream, and your next stream can be a new game, but then like, you know, you need to like kind of like they need to feed into each other, right?
Right.
Because the stream is a great source for getting recording content, and I would not be afraid of posting the stuff on YouTube that you streamed, because seriously, like an average video gets what, 500, 2,000 views, right? An average stream is going to get a tenth of that. That's just like how streaming works versus, you know, recorded content. Like that's just generally the ratio. A successful streamer has 700 subs, but a successful YouTuber has like 2,000 to 5,000 subs, right? It's just there's a margin there. But like if you record your footage via stream and then make a video of it and then you never stream it again, you probably will still get a lot of views out of that, but the people who show up to your next stream might be expecting something that you're not going to show, and you might struggle to get a larger streaming audience.
Oh, because you're uploading the same content that they were there for.
Exactly.
Originally.
So like if you streamed, like let's just say, you know, you made your first stream was Isaac. You recorded all of it. You made it an edited video of Isaac. let people know, hey, I recorded this on stream. If you want to see more of this, we're going to stream more of it. Then you get your audience to come back to watch more Isaac the Net stream, and you can continue that loop. But if you did Isaac and then you made a video of it and told people that you streamed it, or even just didn't, and then your next video is about something, your next stream is about something else, you might be attracting a stream audience, but it probably won't be as big of an effect because you're not attracting the audience that just watched that video, right?
So I do totally get that. I think on the inverse though, there could be a side there where the people that are watching and coming back to the stream will like to know that they were there for like an exclusive event.
True. Yeah. There's definitely also that. Yeah.
So it's interesting, both sides there.
I've seen people do it both ways for sure.
Yeah.
Like one of my go-tos for like inspiration on YouTube is someone called Habby. He does like
Habby.
VR
wait. I know this person.
Yeah, Habby147. What he does mostly VR, which is like one of the big reasons he blew up is because he's like one of the few VR YouTubers, right? But what he does is he streams 3 times a week, and then every Saturday he posts a video about what he just played. But then he streams one more time on Sunday that is based on what he just like. It's like, hey, I played this game all week, and then I'm going to play it again on Sunday. But the Sunday stream is announced on his Saturday video, and his Sunday streams get, no joke, like 10 times the audience that the weekly streams get.
Brilliant.
Because he announced them on a YouTube video.
Brilliant.
It's just, it blows up because that's just how YouTube works. YouTube cares about the recorded content over the live content still, even though they're claiming that they're trying to push both ways. But people go to YouTube for the live for the recorded content still. So you gotta marriage together.
Oh
right?
my gosh, this is terrible. Sorry. Isaac is no, that sucks. No, but so I'm definitely gonna like play around because I think like once you get the right strategy down, you can repeat that on YouTube. You know what I mean?
Yes, 100%. I just think it's again going all the way back to middle of our conversation. I think it's the balance of finding the strategy that works for you, but also the strategy that you enjoy. Because just because it works doesn't mean it's sustainable.
Exactly,
right?
and actually, I think it's important to know that when you do find something that works, it might not work forever. One, because like for instance, my Stardew Valley videos were getting great views, and I was like, awesome, I'll have Stardew Valley forever on my channel, and then. Yep. And then the 1.6 update came out and all the hype died down, something that was out of my control and I didn't even acknowledge was a thing. And I was like, okay, wait, like, pause. And then I was getting 200 views a video. So, like, there's that side. I forget the other point I was going to make, but it is all about sustainability. Not only from the view side, but from the personal side as well.
Yes, 100%. I think if you're not enjoying what you're doing on YouTube, then that's the moment when you just need to sit down and take a week off and just be like, hey, how can I continue this thing that you love? Because like most of us, you get obsessed with this hobby. This hobby is just like it's consuming, and it's amazing that it's consuming, but it also can be very bad very quickly. Of like you're doing something you hate, but you feel obligated to keep doing it because you have a video upload schedule, right?
Right.
And that can get rough, and that's like a place that I always, whenever I talk to other YouTubers like who haven't been there yet, I'm like really try to accentuate just like, hey, don't think you're different, don't think you're going to be the next person that like, oh well, I can upload 2 videos a day every day even if I don't like to. I'm like, the fact that you said you don't like to means you're going to eventually stop. It might not be now, it might be a year from now, it might be 2 years. Yeah.
Were you uploading twice a day?
Yeah,
I remember that. And
every single day I was uploading.
And actually that's
actually what burned me out. It was
when I first started and I saw you doing that, I was like, okay, I need to do more. Like, this guy is crushing me. He has double the amount of videos going out, which means double the amount of subs. Back then, my brain was not like, you learn,
bro,
right?
I'm sorry, because that's literally what killed me.
Yeah.
It was. I can actually tell you, it's not like private or anything like that. There's 3 very specific things that killed me on the channel. It's that I was uploading Risk of Rain and Tiny Ropes every day because they were both very popular.
And you get burnt out on those games to begin with.
I loved Risk of Rain, and playing it on YouTube that much was kind of like actually killing my love for the game because I was trying to do challenge runs, and I was trying to come up with new content every day instead of just doing another run. Like I didn't want Risk of Rain doesn't have enough diversity. It's not like Isaac or some of the other games where it would naturally be interesting every time. So I was trying to create that content. So I was just pushing myself every day to create new content for a game I love. And it actually made me dislike the game. And I was like, I noticed that like whenever I went to sit down to stream, I would sit there and hype myself up for half an hour before recording, right?
Really?
And then...
So is that just because you were nervous and like have anxiety, or was it because like you were doing something you didn't want to do?
I was just doing something I didn't want to do anymore. If it was just me playing Risk of Rain naturally, I probably would have been done 30 episodes before I stopped. Like I did an extra 30 episodes after I was done playing the game. Like I was mentally done, right? And I just kept playing, and I was coming up with these challenge runs just so that I had content for a popular thing, right? I was just getting views and getting subs, and then the cherry on the cake is that I was doing Tiny Roads at the same time. And I'm just going to tell you flat out, the Tiny Roads community were the most toxic motherfuckers ever.
Why?
I deleted somewhere in the range of 50 comments of people being literal jackasses in my comments.
For what?
You know,
what were...
People saying, oh, well, you missed this, you don't understand how this mechanics works. And the funny thing is, a lot of times people were like, I had this one comment that I will remember to the rest of my day where he literally wrote a 10-page dissertation in the comments about how strength works in Tiny Rogues and about how I'm such a moron for not understanding it. And I went and looked it up and he was wrong. And I'm just like, what the fuck?
Wait, so what you're telling me is like, was he actually being
Oh yeah, no, the guy was just straight up saying that you are bad at this game. You shouldn't be playing this game. You should play something different. He actually, during one of his other comments, he called me a boo-boo baby. And I'm just like, the hell is this even insult, right? Like this is mad.
How do you deal with hate comments?
I have two answers, or actually technically three.
Bye, Fizz. Much love.
I straight up don't heart them, but then do reply as like if it's a very soft hate comment of like I'm going to respond to you, but I'm going to show my displeasure by if you look at the comment section, every other comment has a heart except for yours, right? I don't like you.
Right.
That's my soft one.
It's
my
funny
middle
because
one
like
is...
that soft, they won't even know.
Exactly, right? That's for me. Exactly, I 100% agree. My middle one is that I will respond to them, and then wait like a day and then delete it, so that they see the response in their notifications, but no one else does, right? And then my last one is I will straight up flame the crap out of someone and then shadow ban them so no one sees it. But that will be permanently on their thing. They can't delete that anymore. They'll just see that comment, and only they see that comment, and they don't know that they're banned. They don't know that no one else has seen the conversation, and then I don't see the rest of the conversation. So it's just like you're gone. That's generally what I do with like, dude, I had to do it so much for like. I got so much love, and like maybe once in a while I would get like a comment that was like, hey, you did this badly, what the fuck are you doing, bro? And I was kind of like on the line of between advice and like you know, flaming me, right? But whenever it came to Tiny Rogues, people were just brutal, dude, and I was just like, I couldn't stand it. And then I was also doing something I didn't love at the same time, and I was talking to John, and I'm just like, I don't want to do this anymore. It's like, take a break. And I took a 1-week break, and then it just crashed during that week break. I didn't want to go back. I didn't want to do YouTube anymore.
So that's another thing there is like when you are feeling burnt out, when you stop is when it's over.
Yeah, it just hits you.
And
all at once.
And then you don't want to go back. And like I had the same thing happen with my work, and part of the reason why I just like am now doing YouTube full time. It's like when like you have to find that balance so early on, or you'll be done for. You will.
Yeah.
Like
because you'll get into a habit, and it's an unhealthy habit. But you're like, okay, well, I managed to do this the last 5 days, so I can do it another day. And you keep this momentum and you push yourself, and it's really unhealthy.
Yeah.
That's why I try every week to look back at what I did that week, and I'm just like, I don't ask myself, did I get a lot of views? I don't ask myself if I got subs. I'm like, did I enjoy what I was doing this week? And did I make something I like? And sometimes the answer is no, I didn't make something I liked. I'm like, okay, well, maybe I should try something different, right? But most of the time, I do manage to go back and say, yeah, I enjoyed myself, and I didn't feel like YouTube was forcing me to do anything. And unfortunately, the consequence for that lately has been less views and less subs, but I haven't lost hope, and I'm trying different things. So I know the reason why I'm not getting the subs and views, which makes it far more manageable to be able to sit here and try different things. Because like, if I was a completely new YouTuber and I didn't know why people didn't like my content, and that was like the thing running through my head is like, oh, people don't like my content, then it would probably be harder. But like, I know that's not the case. The people who watch my content like my content. I'm just covering something that's not popular, and I'm covering it in a way that's not popular.
Right.
And I need to work on that, right? So.
Well, I think also like something I've learned is, for me personally, and this is so personal because I come from a marketing background. I love analytics, and part of the reason why I love this YouTube stuff so much is I'm learning like how to optimize. Like it's this really cool thing for me. So I think that's like a weird obsession that not too many people share, and can attest to, like, oh yeah, it's healthy for me to look at analytics. Like, it's not most of the time. But for me, I don't know. I just like, I love seeing it.
I actually
and optimizing.
Yeah, this is something John and I do all the time. Is we'll sit there and we'll compare. Like,
who's John, by the way?
thumbnails.
Is this?
That's Etsis.
Okay, got it.
But we'll sit there and we'll compare thumbnails and titles, and sit there and just be like, hey, you know, this one got this many impressions, this much click-through rates, and you know, it eventually did this, and we'll compare it to the other one and just be like, okay, so what part of this was actually the part that changed that, right? And God, I swear, it's like trying to like undo Pandora's box sometimes, because like, for example, like, just as a very quick example, because I'm terrible at remembering shit in the past, but like, I've had this series going, right? And by second season, every episode, no joke, every episode has 10% more views than the previous episode. Not the greatest time, but it was enough to keep me going. And then randomly, I changed my thumbnails for what I thought was the better. I think they look way better. And now they're getting like, it's like 7 out of 10 out of like top 10 most recent videos instead of 1 out of 10. And like, they're getting half as many views. And I'm just like,
what? Why? Is it?
I think I don't. My current guess, this is 100% a guess. My current guess is the fact that my old thumbnails maybe had something going on with their contrast, because it was a drab background with like a highlight.
Or what if that's what your old concurrent viewers were used to?
Yeah, that's the other thing, is that like, well, I try to always make a through thread, right, of my thumbnails, of like, this thing looks like my previous thumbnail in a significant way, so that if you look at all of them, they look like they're from the same person.
Right.
Because most of the people, they don't look at the little icon, right, on the front page of YouTube. They look at your thumbnail, and if that attracts attention, then they'll look at the title, and then maybe they'll look at who made it. But most of the time, they never get to who made it, right?
I wonder if I should add an element to mine. Like, have you heard of the YouTuber Flow State?
No, I don't know that one.
Have a look at his channel real quick. And I'm sorry for interrupting you.
No.
But I think this is kind of aligned with what you're saying. He has this just white overlay border around the sides. That I think is kind of aligned with what you're talking about here.
Well, not only that, but he also has this style of like, he has this 2/3 style. If he always has this character in the bottom left or bottom right third, and like there's a very specific in fact, it's just his subject. He has a lantern in one, but it's in the bottom left third. He has this specific like composition that he uses on every single video. And it does make it so that you can look at one of these videos and immediately recognize it, right?
I think I'm going to try to actually find a way to add like a specific element to my videos, like the thumbnails. Even if it's just like a top right corner, like a triangle or something.
Yeah, and like, that's, in my opinion, that's a better way to get your subscribers to come back to your videos than the notifications or subscribers or even anything like that. Because if you click on a video, I'm sure you've seen this happen. If you click on a video on a new topic, the next day you come back to YouTube, you're going to have 10 more videos on that topic.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
And it's not even going to be the same YouTuber. It's just going to be that topic, right? It's something I actually like. My fiance will watch videos on my YouTube account, and I'm just like, you're ruining my algorithm. But like, sometimes there'll be some random shit on there just because they clicked on one freaking video that I would normally have not watched, right? Or they go and look something up and I would have normally not watched, and there'll be, no joke, like 15 to 20 videos the next day on that topic. And you're not looking at the little icon going, oh, well, amongst that chaos, I see cloud, right?
Right.
You would only recognize it if it was the thumbnail. That's the, like, you will never read the title until you see the thumbnail first, and you get attracted by
So, well, I think yes, in every case, but like sometimes there's like I have a series going on where it's like two noobs do X on like Terraria. And I think like people generally when they read the word two noobs, if they've seen my content multiple times before, will probably acknowledge up front that, oh, okay, this is like this is probably a cloud video. But I do still strongly agree that a majority of the cases it's just the thumbnail, and it's like I totally am aligned with that.
I I will say, like, this is one of those cases where, like, this is not coming from me, but this is actually coming from another interview I saw with Mr. Beast about how he said that, like, there's this hierarchy, right? There's it's the thumbnail first, because whenever you look at someone's homepage, right, of YouTube, you have, you know, this 9 by 9 grid of pretty colors. And if you just glance at that, which is what everyone's doing when they first open up YouTube at the beginning of the day, they just glance at that, right? Your brain is going to try and find the thing that's the most interesting there. Because, you know, as soon as you start up YouTube, your brain knows that, hey, I'm in reward mode. I'm going to go find something interesting. So you look for something more interesting, and then you read the title. But I don't know about you, but I don't think I ever get to the point where I'm like, oh, I don't recognize this thumbnail or this title, but I do recognize, like, Alexa's little icon, right? I don't think I've ever
Right.
gotten to that point. I scroll past, and then if Alexa has a very weird video that is like a very weird thumbnail, I might just miss it. Like, actually, this is a great point on the screen. In the very center of the screen is a video from the backlogs. I didn't realize that was his video. I was overlooking that because that's not his style.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah, he normally has whatever the main character is, but with his head on it in the center of the video somewhere. So I actually didn't realize that was his video. I don't think I would have clicked on it.
Yeah.
But I love the backlogs. I would watch it otherwise.
Dude, there's so much I'm implementing from this conversation.
Well, I will say at the same time, don't trust me. Like, like, look at my fucking channel right now. Like, don't trust me. Like, take it with a grain of salt. Let's just say that.
Oh,
Take
of
it with a grain of
course,
salt.
but like,
'Cause obviously, I'm not like an expert or anything like that. But I
well,
love
no, I
researching
mean,
this
the truth is, we're all just trying to figure it out, dude. Like, and because we spend time inundated in this space, we're trying to figure it out. I think that gives us some level of validation. So I wouldn't try to like demean what you know, because like we're in this journey together. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. I don't think I've said this before, but you have such a good fucking mentality towards all this shit. Like, I am blown away.
Thank you so much.
You have a much healthier mentality towards YouTube than I do.
I just have acknowledged that no matter how long this takes, like the outcome is inevitable.
Dude,
Like what I will
just gave
achieve
me
on this.
chills. That is so good. You need to say that at some point somewhere, because that literally gave me chills. That was so good, and I
But
believe you.
it's an undying belief in that, and I think like when we accept that, when we acknowledge that, and like truly like feel that to our soul every single day. Sometimes it wavers. Like just a few days ago, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm not growing as much as I'd like, but just everybody's frame of reference for success, if they just extended it a little bit longer, like just a little bit longer than the like gratification we get from short form content of I need it now, I need it now, I need it now. We just stepped back and acknowledged, okay, if I did this for the next 4 years consistently at this pace, and I didn't have any additional, like let's just say I'm making 500 subs a month, which is roughly my average. I would say 400 to 500 consistently over the next 4 years, which I'm sure it would scale exponentially as you grow. But that's at least, what is that? Per year is 6,000 times 4. Dude, that's enough for sponsored content. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think it's just like change the frame of reference for how long something will take, and the pain of the time and the what's the wording? I guess the journey in itself will just feel so much better because you're not fucking stressed about it.
No, seriously, like I love that. One of my favorite quotes. I'm going to paraphrase because I always get it wrong, so I'm not going to claim that this is actually accurate. But there's a quote from Buddhism that says that suffering comes from the difference between expectations and reality, right?
Yes.
And it's something I believe very strongly, and you're kind of echoing my belief here too. Because I talk to a lot of other YouTubers, and a lot of them don't have the kind of positive mental outlook that you have, because they tend to get mired in the moment, and they're just pushing tomorrow, and they're like, okay, well, I didn't do good today. I'll try again tomorrow. And that's a good mentality, but it's also not a very positive mentality of like, oh, every day they come away from YouTube saying I didn't do good today. But it's because like, oh well, I did 2,000 views on this video, and my next 3 videos didn't do that, so they're just down in the dumps. But I'm like no, no, no. You gotta look at it in the sense of like you had fun making those, and hundreds to thousands of people watched it, and hundreds of people liked it. And like, if this was a normal thing that you went outside and you went to a park and hundreds of people showed up and clapped, you would be ecstatic. But
Right.
something about the expectations of YouTube, and it's only the expectations. It's only because we also watch YouTube and we see these 300,000 view things changes what will be satisfying for us, right?
Real. Yeah.
Because seriously, like if any one of us that has 1,000 or more subscribers went outside and met all of our subscribers, and
Oh, we'd
even
be
100
fulfilled
of
for the
them
rest of our
clapped,
life.
you'd be done. That would be that
You're
would be the
retired.
pinnacle moment of your life.
Yeah.
But on YouTube, it feels like another day, just because of the expectations, right?
Yeah. No, that's real. And I think like so on the topic of like by the way, I subscribe to a lot of Buddhist kind of ideologies, just so you're aware. But
Oh, nice.
yeah, I really respect that. But
I'm not Buddhist myself. It's my favorite religion.
wait, what's that? Sorry.
I said
Oh,
I'm
you're
not Buddhist myself, but it's my favorite religion. I think
yeah,
they have a lot
I
of
don't
good
want to
ideas.
label myself, but
Uh-huh.
I really respect a lot of the ideologies. But to go back to your topic of discussion about like the beating up about like a bad video, I've just changed my like literally it's all based like time is relative. We both know this, right? And so like if we stop and just acknowledge that, hey, the time like the success of my channel is not per hour, it's not per minute, it's not per day, it's not per week, it's per longer period of time that's even undefined. Like we don't know. We don't get caught up in the day to day. And instead of my mentality of, oh, like tomorrow I have to be better. Tomorrow, I'm just like, tomorrow is another one in this whole year of YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how that year works. Let's see how it goes. And it's not like I'm not learning in a day-to-day basis, because I think it's also important to like learn from analytics, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm not weighing that time frame of a day that heavily on my soul, because I know it's just a day in the whole grand scheme of it.
And hell, at the end of the year, you're probably not even remember that day. You might not even remember that video.
No, the only thing you're going to remember is the one video that got like 6K views and you're like, oh, that was sick.
Yeah, I have a 12K out there. it's both helpful and damaging for my sanity at the same time.
Really?
Yeah, I have the 12K is because the reason that it's damaging is because it had nothing to do with me. It was just right time, right place kind of thing.
Gotcha.
The Risk of Rain returns community, a whole bunch of people from like the normal Risk of Rain 2 community like came over and made a whole bunch of videos, and I made one at the same time, and I kind of caught the initial wave, and then like the day after, everyone was just like, okay, well, Risk of Rain Returns is kind of like content limited, so we don't want to push this too hard. And I kept making videos and no one else did. So we had 60K, 200K, 500K subscriber video people making stuff in this sphere, and then the next day there was nothing but me. And that video got like I think it's up to 15K views now. It's my biggest video. And then like
well,
the
I
next,
mean, why does that have like a negative? You already know the reason.
Because my videos around it didn't do as well, and I know this like it's successful, but I know that that's not successful. That's not a repeatable success that I can.
Yeah,
create.
the scalability is frustrating. I totally get that.
Yeah,
because when you do have a video that blows up, and
it
just so happened to be not part of like a series that you're doing, it was just a one-off thing. It triggers me, dude.
Yeah, I actually I've been doing this Cataclysm stuff and doing narrative gameplay, and Armored Core 6 co-op as a mod came out, so I covered it once as like a one-off as a joke. It has more views than my entire currently running series.
Oh my gosh.
And I didn't want to make more videos. It was a one-off. I was just like, hey, this is a cool thing that I did today, and I recorded it. And then afterwards, I was like, I want to make an edited video because my only motivation there wasn't even views. It was like, I want more people to know that Armored Core Sits has a co-op mod now because it's amazing. And I was just excited. And it has like 4K views, and the rest of my entire series is like sitting at like 5K. So it's like a 20 episode series versus one video. Just
Yeah.
like, come on, YouTube.
Yeah. Yeah. No,
And I'm
I
sure,
feel that.
with the whole consistency algorithm thing, I'm sure it's to some degree not helping me as well, but that's harder to measure. So
It's beautiful. You know, actually, I'm intending to upload this conversation if you don't mind.
sure. I don't
Just
I
gonna
don't
take
think
it
I said
straight from the
anything.
stream.
I
Like,
don't think I said anything too damaging.
no, no, just a few curse words. I'm here for it. I think people are going to be really intrigued by a conversation with two like smaller YouTubers. You know.
I'm good with it. Put some Isaac gameplay in the background, and yeah, that's exactly what we were talking about.
Exactly.
Like,
Exactly. But I mean, this conversation has been more enlightening to me than I thought it would be, and I didn't even know we'd be streaming like this. So
yeah,
it's good.
no, seriously though. But what I said at the beginning is like 100% serious. Like I sit here thinking about YouTube literally all the time. It is like my main preoccupation. My fiance hates me for it on some days because it sometimes wins out on time.
Yep.
But like anytime
I'm in the
you
exact
have a
same.
question or
Yep.
you want to talk or anything like that, I'm more than here for it. I don't get to talk to about it nearly as much as I want to.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because actually it's a topic like I only have I feel like one YouTube friend that I keep going back to, and it's Blake. I don't know if you've seen him in any of my videos, but
Yeah, I actually watched some of his stuff.
yeah,
whenever
we live near each other, and like we're just both obsessed with like he comes over and we just like look at analytics and like go stalk other YouTubers, and we're like,
Dude, I'm jealous. I wish I
yeah,
had that. None of my
it's
friends
really
give a
cool.
shit about YouTube. Like my
What?
friends actually tried to discourage me from doing YouTube.
Of course, that's inevitable.
Well, it was in the best interest, but they basically were like, hey, if you do YouTube, you're going to get all these hate comments, and like, you generally, this is a true fact about me. It's just like you generally get very like very much remember what negative things people said about you, so like you're going to invite hate comments into your life, and I'm just like, well, just gonna have to get over that, aren't I? And to be honest, it's actually helped. I just don't care as much anymore.
Yeah, yeah,
There's some
it's
power
like
to it on YouTube. You
yes.
just freaking delete their comments.
Actually, YouTube helped me so far open up. Like I used to
Mm,
not speak out of fear of not adding value to a conversation. Like if I didn't
yeah.
have something that truly would like bring anything to the table, or I had a feeling that they wouldn't care to hear something, I just wouldn't say it because like it was just like, okay, why would I? But my perspective has dramatically shifted over the last like 4 months of doing YouTube because of just like having to speak.
Mhm.
And like I'm pretty introverted in person. Like I flip between the two. Like if I'm just feeling good that day, I'll definitely talk to people that are out there. It's not like I'm and I think there's also a separate conversation of what introversion actually means. I'm just generally more quiet out in
Mhm.
public. But here I have to speak. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You have to keep retention, you have to keep your personality there. And so I think if there's anybody that should everybody should just try something, even if all their friends and family don't want them to. If it
Mhm.
feels right for them, they need to do it because
Yep.
they're not in the position that you want to be in, right?
Correct. Yeah. And I think even one step farther, this is something I believe strongly, is that anything you love, you should try. You should not just watch it, you should try it. Even if it's so far outside your comfort zone that you're just like pushing yourself, it does not hurt you to try it once. I'm not talking about drugs, but it does not hurt you to try it once. Like
Yeah.
if you love
Yeah.
YouTube and it's like it takes up 75% of your life, try and just make one video. And even if you don't publish that video, you know what it takes to be a
No,
YouTuber at that point.
I think you should publish it.
I actually agree personally, but like if someone forced me to publish a video, I don't think I would have published my first video. I
I think no, no, no.
I don't know
I
about
think
how you
the
started, but I literally just opened OBS one day, didn't look up a guide, I recorded, and then I published before I could think about it because I knew if I thought
that's
about it,
exactly
I'd
what I
stop.
did. Yeah.
I'm just like, no, you just have to full send this.
Yes, that's exactly what I did.
I think my whole first video, start to finish, from downloading OBS, took me 2 hours. I just went,
Mm.
right? And then afterwards, I look back at it and I'm like, okay, that wasn't that bad. So I made my second one, and then I made a third, and the rest is history.
I mean, my
So,
first video, I literally didn't even put it into Premiere. I just I
oh, I didn't own
I
Premiere.
downloaded, or I like recorded, I uploaded straight to YouTube. I
Yep.
made a little thumbnail, and then I just wrote like a random description, and it just so happened because I was like in a very niche space, like Binding of
Hmm.
Isaac community was a great place for me to start. Because like as a small YouTuber, you have to find like very like low competitive but high volume
Yep.
spaces to create in, and it just so happened that the one that I wanted to create in was one. It was just like that wasn't even a thought where I was like, oh, this is going to blow up. But my first video, because I did first time ever playing Binding of Isaac, they welcomed me into the community, instantly got like 85 subs off of the first video, 2.5k views, and from there it just snowballed. um
Are you aware of the fact of some of the circumstantial situation that was happening whenever you made your first binding video? Because there was actually a bunch of other YouTubers, part of like the wholesome verse, so like Alexa, Wonderbox, and Retromation, who had I think it was like a week or two before you started your Isaac, they had revisited Isaac, and they were bringing this interest back into Isaac, and then you revisited it, so you actually kind of caught a wave that was happening. And I've
Oh.
I don't know if it's related, but I've
No, it
always
totally is. You
been
wanna know why?
curious.
You wanna know why?
Yeah.
Because I watch Alexa. I love
Hmm.
Alexa.
Yeah.
I've slowed down on watching Alexa, but genuinely, like, one of my favorite YouTubers.
Hmm.
And you and him are really, and Xyz, or I don't know how to pronounce it, but you
Hmm.
three are like the core of like, okay, I saw his video. I'm sure that's probably why I was like, okay, I gotta go try Binding of Isaac. I've never played it before. And then I saw your videos and your style, and I was like, okay, wait, I could do this. Like, it's not like in a demeaning way where it's like,
No,
oh, this
yeah.
is easy, but like I could see myself doing this. Um, I said, screw it. So it's actually fascinating that you said that, because beyond the title just being like first time playing Binding of Isaac, I didn't know what factors were at play there.
Mhm.
And sometimes it's just luck, dude. Like right place, right time. That's part of marketing, you know?
I was actively watching Retro's series because Retromation was out of the three of them, Retromation blew up. Like his normal videos get like anywhere between 7 to 10k, and he was getting 40k views on his first few Isaac videos. People just wanting Isaac again in 2023, right? Like it's
Mhm.
just been too long since content for Isaac had come out that I guess people were just hungry for it. And I was watching his videos whenever you messaged me and me and Etsis, and I was just like, oh, there's another small YouTuber, and like they're inspired by me. That's weird. That's the first time. And I went and looked at your videos. I'm like, he made Isaac videos, and I'm like, I wonder if he's also watching Retro. And I just always assumed that you
Yes.
had.
Yes.
Okay, so it's just like you were kind of like aware, but like I honestly feel like it probably helped you, and like it honestly is one of the best things to do is to just find something that like is being covered by someone big, but isn't being covered by so many people that you'll just be another drop in the storm, right?
Yes. Yeah.
And it's
I think
hard to
that the
do for
great
sure.
space is like Alexa's probably the largest, if Retromation is probably the largest out of like the
Mhm.
niche community of like roguelike YouTubers that
Mhm.
like explore different games and things like that. And I was inundated with that content because I liked that content.
Yeah.
And I naturally just started creating content because I liked it and I wanted to. And it just so happened it was like it's a different story now. And I'm sorry for cutting you off, by the way, but
No, you're good.
it's a different story now because I started making Minecraft videos and I started going into Terraria and these types of games that are generally like more saturated. And
Mhm.
in a lot of ways, like I'm anxious about that, but these are also
Especially
games that I
Minecraft.
what's that?
Especially Minecraft.
Yeah, dude. Well, I'm learning about the sub niches of Minecraft now. But
Exactly. I was thinking about that, and I wanted to point that out. Ness is that like you're not Minecraft's large enough now that it's not a niche by itself. It actually is a genre of niches.
yes, yeah. And
Yeah.
so like I'm playing modded Minecraft now, and it's
And
like
hardcore,
long
which is
play
more
of
rare.
modded, which I feel like there isn't a lot of people doing that. It's always like 100 days in this mod, but if you ever wanted to
Hmm.
dive deep into a specific mod, not too many people are actually doing that. Like there's
Hmm.
not many competitors. So I found that niche just like casually scrolling, and I realized like also modded Minecraft is something I'm really interested in. Then I realized I suck at Minecraft, so maybe I just go play hardcore for a bit and learn it until I like really like start doing that. So it's a journey to say the least.
Yeah, no, and it's like seriously, modded Minecraft. That was one of the things that like honestly got me into watching YouTube. I watched people like there's this name guy Siren. I never said his name out loud. It's a bunch of vowels in a row, and Direwolf and
Direwolf. Oh my
people. Yeah,
gosh.
yeah.
Oh my
Siren
gosh.
or Siren. It was his companion, right? Direwolf's companion, his little test rat, lab
Okay.
rat. I used to watch him on his channel because he's just chaotic as hell on his channel, all the time, and like that used to be a big niche, and then like the hermitcraft people came out and they started doing these giant other things with YouTube, and the niche that you're talking about did sort of die down, and I actually think that it's a shame because like you said, it's like if you just want to learn a mod or you just want to watch someone play, is like, hey, I really like this mod pack, it's the best way to enjoy it. It really is.
Yeah. No, I love it. I love it so much. Well, dude, this is an amazing conversation. I just want to thank you because I
No,
love
no
this. Let's
problem.
have more of these because that's cool.
I'm always here. I'm a terrible person whenever it comes to reaching out first because I'm always doing something.